Most guys think flirting at work looks like something from a rom-com. You lock eyes across a conference room. You both reach for the same coffee cup. Maybe she giggles at your bad jokes during a meeting, and you start wondering, wait, is that flirting? But here's the truth. Real flirting at work is a lot more subtle and a lot riskier. She's not going to be obvious. She can't. There are reputations to protect, power dynamics to navigate, and sometimes even actual HR policies to tiptoe around. But if she likes you, truly, she'll still find ways to show it. She just needs to make sure you're the only one who notices. So how can you tell if she's quietly, carefully trying to signal something more? How can you tell if she's flirting with you while pretending not to? That's what we're talking about today. These are the risky, subtle, and often missed ways a girl might flirt with you at work. Not the usual, she laughs at your jokes stuff. We're going deeper than that. These are the moves she doesn't even tell her friends about. Before we get into that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all our videos. 1. She lets you see her slip. At work, everyone wears a mask, especially women. She's buttoned up, professional, polite. Every word is calculated, but if she's into you, she'll drop that mask for a second, just long enough for you to see the real her. This could look like her making a darker joke that feels out of character. Something sarcastic, maybe borderline inappropriate, but only said quietly enough for you to hear. Think, if one more person sends me a quick email, I'm quitting in the middle of this Zoom. She's testing whether you'll laugh or look shocked. She wants to know, can I be real around you? If she never lets that mask drop around others, but she does with you, that's intentional. That's trust. And that's her flirting. 2. She fakes incompetence in front of you, but only you. This isn't about pretending she can't do her job. She's competent, sharp, probably ahead of you if we're honest, but she chooses to act a little unsure around you. She'll ask how to use a tool she clearly knows how to use, or she'll say, I always mess this part up, and move closer so you can show her. But watch closely. She doesn't do this with anyone else. It's not about the task. It's about creating a safe reason to be close to you, to have your attention, to give you an excuse to help her, and to make the interaction feel natural. We call this selective vulnerability. She's not helpless. She's inviting you in. And that's risky, because someone watching could easily misunderstand the moment. But that's the point. She trusts you to know it's something more. 3. She highlights your off-duty moments. If she points out something about you that isn't related to work, pay attention. She might tease you about your messy hair during an early morning meeting. She might joke, did you sleep in your chair? Or say something like, you're way more chill after lunch. These aren't criticisms. They're micro-observations. What she's doing is showing that she sees you as more than a colleague. She notices how you change when you're not on, when you're tired, distracted, more like the real you. And why does she notice that? Because she's watching you, not just as a coworker, but as a man. If she picks up on these little transitions, if she notices your cologne, your posture, the way you drink your coffee, she's attuned to you in a way that's not accidental. Hold up. If you're serious about evolving past the average guy at work, drop elevate in the comments. Let's see who's operating at a higher standard. 4. She flirts with subtle misalignment. People think flirting is about similarity, liking the same things, agreeing on everything. But smart flirting? It's often about soft disagreement. Let's say you mention a band you love. She rolls her eyes and says, wow, that's embarrassing. But she smiles when she says it. Or you complain about the new office chairs, and she fires back, you just have weak posture. Again, she's smiling. She's teasing. This is playful misalignment. She's not starting a fight. She's adding tension, the good kind. It's like banter, but dialed into a low, private frequency. This kind of teasing flirts with conflict, but only because she's already comfortable with you. If she didn't like you, she'd stay neutral, polite, safe. But when she does like you, she gets cheeky, bold, and just a little bit mean, in the most attractive way. 5. She breaks the work bubble with personal invitations. These aren't big declarations like, we should hang out sometime. That's too forward for the workplace. Instead, she tests the water with subtle suggestions. We should check out that dumpling spot sometime. Don't you live near that new jazz bar? I've been meaning to go. It's always framed casually. Sometimes it's even masked as a group hang. We should get the whole team to happy hour. But she'll look straight at you when she says it. If you say yes, she'll follow up. If you brush it off, she'll pretend it wasn't serious. But the truth is, it was serious. She just needed a low-risk way to put it out there. And if she keeps suggesting ways to spend time outside of work, even tiny ones, that's her asking you to make a move without her having to spell it out. 6. She invents inside jokes that don't even need punchlines. It starts as a throwaway comment. Maybe she mocks the coffee machine together with you one day. The next day, She brings it up again. Let's hope the espresso gods are kind today. Suddenly, this random joke about the office coffee becomes your thing. Inside jokes like these are more than jokes. They're signals. They're ways of creating a bubble inside a crowded room. A small, exclusive world where only you two exist. Why is that flirty? Because it's intimate. It creates a bond that others aren't part of. And it shows that she's thinking about you even when you're not around. She remembers what you said, builds on it, plays it back. If the joke keeps returning, and it's not all that funny, that's the point. It's not about laughs, it's about closeness. 7. She uses time strategically, not attention. It's easy to spot someone who gives you consistent attention. But what about someone who gives you inconsistent attention? On purpose. She might go silent for a few days. No chats, no eye contact, nothing. And then suddenly, boom, she's at your desk, laughing, teasing, full of energy. This push-pull is not random. It's rhythm. She's keeping you guessing, keeping you alert to her presence, making her attention feel valuable, because it's not always available. This is a psychological trick, and women who flirt with subtlety know how to use it. You start looking for her, thinking about her, wondering, where is she today? That space she creates, that absence, that's part of the flirtation. 8. She shares vulnerability in disguise, not crying in the break room, not spilling her entire relationship history on Slack. Vulnerability in disguise. She might say something self-deprecating. I'm the queen of awkward interactions. Or, honestly, I overthink everything. She'll say it with a laugh, casually. But those little statements? They're cracks in the armor. Invitations to see her as human. Emotional, flawed, real. She's not venting. She's giving you a moment of honesty, wrapped in humor. And she's watching how you react. Do you comfort her? Do you open up in return? Do you ignore it? She's testing if there's space for intimacy here, not just flirtation, but connection. 9. She brings you into gossip, as a shield. Office gossip is usually shallow. Who's late, who's leaving, who's on thin ice. But if she shares it with you, one-on-one, there's often more to it. She might lower her voice and say, okay, I probably shouldn't say this, but that's not about the gossip. That's about building trust. She's choosing you as her confidant. And by doing that, she's pulling you into an us versus them space. It's social risk. She's counting on you not to repeat it. She's showing you that she trusts you. And trust in a setting where everyone wears masks is deeply attractive. 10. She teases professional boundaries and watches for your response. The biggest move of all. She lets things get just a little too casual. A hand on your shoulder. A wink when she says, don't tell anyone I said that. A voice note instead of a typed message. A nickname that no one else calls you. These aren't accidents. These are tests. Each one is a brush against the wall, the invisible line between friendly and flirty. She doesn't cross the line. She doesn't need to. She just dances right up to it and pauses. Because what she's really watching isn't her move. It's yours. If you laugh, if you lean in, if you match the tone, the dance continues. If you freeze or stay silent or act confused, she'll pull back instantly, and it'll never happen again. That's the risk. That's the flirt. Up next, discover what women do when you're all they think about, or learn the signs she hasn't had sex in a while. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.